The Ganga is more than just a river in India. It is a lifeline, a source of spiritual inspiration, and a symbol of cultural heritage. Revered as a goddess, the Ganga holds a unique place in the hearts of millions. It is a sacred symbol of faith and purity for millions of Hindus. Every day, countless devotees gather on its banks to perform rituals, offer prayers, and take a holy dip in its waters, believing it will cleanse their souls. Flowing from the majestic heights of the Himalayas to the vast expanse of the Bay of Bengal, the Ganga traverses over 2,500 kilometers. Along its journey, it sustains life and livelihoods, nurturing the land and the people who depend on it. People believe its waters have the power to wash away sins and bring blessings. The river is not just a physical entity, but a spiritual force that connects the past, present, and future. For centuries, people have worshipped the Ganga and depended on its water. It has been a witness to the rise and fall of civilizations, a silent observer of history unfolding on its banks. Its fertile banks are home to ancient cities and pilgrimage sites. From Varanasi to Haridwar, the river is lined with temples, ghats, and sacred sites that draw millions of pilgrims and tourists every year. The river's cultural and spiritual significance is deeply woven into the fabric of Indian society. Festivals, rituals, and daily activities revolve around its presence, making it an integral part of life in the region. However, this sacred river is facing a grave threat. Rampant pollution from industrial waste, sewage, and plastic has severely contaminated its waters, posing a dire risk to its sanctity. Pollution has cast a dark shadow on its purity, endangering both human health and the delicate ecosystem it supports. The river that once symbolized purity is now struggling to maintain its essence. The once pristine waters of the Ganga are now tainted with pollutants, posing a serious challenge to its sanctity and the well-being of millions who depend on it. Efforts are being made to restore its glory, but the journey is long and arduous. The pollution plaguing the Ganga stems from various sources, each contributing to its deteriorating health. This sacred river, revered by millions, is now a conduit for waste and toxins. One major culprit is untreated sewage discharged from cities and towns along its banks. Despite efforts to treat wastewater, the infrastructure is often inadequate. Every day, millions of liters of sewage flow directly into the river, contaminating its water and harming aquatic life. This untreated sewage carries harmful bacteria and pathogens, posing a significant health risk to communities relying on the river for their daily needs. Industrial waste is another significant source of pollution. Factories along the riverbanks often lack proper waste management systems. Factories release a cocktail of chemicals and heavy metals into the river, further degrading its water quality. These pollutants can cause long-term damage to the river's ecosystem, affecting both flora and fauna. This toxic mix poses severe risks to human health and the environment. People who use the river water for drinking, bathing, and irrigation are directly exposed to these hazardous substances. Agricultural runoff laden with fertilizers and pesticides adds to the pollution load. Farmers often use excessive amounts of chemicals to boost crop yields. These chemicals seep into the river, disrupting the delicate balance of the ecosystem and contaminating the food chain. The presence of nitrates and phosphates can lead to algal blooms, which deplete oxygen levels in the water, suffocating aquatic life. The unchecked disposal of plastic waste further exacerbates the problem. Single-use plastics are particularly problematic as they break down into microplastics. Plastic bags, bottles, and other debris clog the river, harming marine life and leaching harmful chemicals into the water. These plastics can take hundreds of years to decompose, causing long-term environmental damage. The pollution of the Ganga is a complex issue with far-reaching consequences. Addressing this crisis requires a multifaceted approach involving government action, community participation, and sustainable practices to restore the river to its former glory. Recognizing the gravity of the situation, the Indian government has launched several initiatives to clean the Ganga. The Namami Gange program, launched in 2014, is a multi-billion-dollar project aimed at rejuvenating the river. This ambitious program focuses on sewage treatment, industrial effluent control, and riverfront development. Under the Namami Gange mission, numerous sewage treatment plants are being constructed to treat wastewater before it reaches the river. Efforts are also underway to promote sustainable agricultural practices and reduce industrial pollution. While these initiatives show promise, challenges remain. The sheer scale of the problem, coupled with inadequate infrastructure and weak enforcement of environmental regulations, pose significant hurdles. Despite the challenges, the government's commitment to cleaning the Ganga is evident in the ongoing efforts. The fight for a cleaner Ganga is a long and arduous one, requiring sustained effort and public participation. The pollution of the Ganga is not just India's problem, it has global implications. Rivers are interconnected, and pollutants can travel vast distances, affecting ecosystems and communities far beyond their source. The Ganga, being a major river system, contributes to the growing problem of marine pollution. The plastic waste that pollutes the Ganga eventually finds its way into the ocean, harming marine life and entering the food chain. The chemicals and pollutants discharged into the river can also have transboundary impacts, affecting neighboring countries and the global environment. The Ganga's pollution highlights the urgent need for global cooperation in addressing transboundary water pollution. It underscores the interconnectedness of our planet and the shared responsibility we have in protecting our environment. The fight for a cleaner Ganga is a fight for a healthier planet, requiring collective action from individuals, communities, and nations. All right, so let's talk about what we can actually do to help clean up the Ganga River. The Ganga is not just a river, it's a lifeline for millions of people. Its health directly impacts the well-being of those who depend on it. Therefore, our action plan needs to be comprehensive and multifaceted. First, we need stricter regulations on industrial waste. Industries along the river must adhere to stringent guidelines to ensure that their waste is treated properly before being discharged. This is crucial because industrial pollutants are one of the major contributors to the river's pollution. Industries should be held accountable for treating their waste before releasing it into the river. Regular inspections and heavy penalties for non-compliance can enforce this. This will not only reduce pollution, but also encourage industries to adopt cleaner technologies. Next, we must improve sewage treatment facilities. Many towns and cities along the Ganga lack adequate infrastructure to treat sewage effectively. This untreated sewage often ends up in the river, further degrading its quality. Many towns and cities along the Ganga need better infrastructure to handle and treat wastewater effectively. Investing in modern sewage treatment plants and upgrading existing ones can make a significant difference. This will ensure that the water entering the river is much cleaner. Community involvement is also crucial. Local communities should be actively engaged in the cleanup process. They are the ones who interact with the river daily and can play a pivotal role in maintaining its cleanliness. Local communities should be educated about the importance of keeping the river clean and encouraged to participate in cleanup drives. Educational workshops and awareness campaigns can help in spreading the message and fostering a sense of responsibility among the residents. Lastly, we should support and invest in innovative technologies that can help in cleaning the river. From advanced filtration systems to bioremediation techniques, technology can offer sustainable solutions to the pollution problem. From bioremediation to advanced filtration systems, technology can play a significant role in restoring the Ganga's health. Research and development in this field should be encouraged and funded to find the most effective methods. By taking these steps, we can make a real difference and ensure that the Ganga River remains a vital and clean resource for future generations. It's a collective effort that requires the participation of industries, communities, and the government. Together, we can restore the Ganga to its pristine glory. The Ganga River is not just a water body, it's a symbol of faith, a lifeline for millions. However, this sacred river is facing a severe pollution crisis. Every day, millions of people perform rituals and ceremonies, often involving the immersion of idols and offerings which contribute to the river's pollution. It's a delicate balance between preserving cultural practices and protecting the environment. Beyond the visible waste, there's an invisible threat lurking in the waters of the Ganga. Industrial effluents laden with toxic chemicals are discharged into the river, making it hazardous for both humans and aquatic life. These pollutants are not always easy to detect, but their impact is profound, affecting the health of communities and ecosystems alike. Addressing the pollution in the Ganga requires a holistic approach. It's not just about cleaning the river, but also about preventing further contamination. This involves stricter regulations on industrial discharge, better waste management practices, and increased public awareness. Everyone has a role to play, from policymakers to local communities, in ensuring the river's health and sustainability. The time to act is now. The Ganga River's plight is a stark reminder of the urgent need for environmental stewardship. We must come together to protect this vital resource for future generations. By adopting sustainable practices, supporting conservation efforts, and advocating for stronger environmental policies, we can make a difference. Let's unite in our efforts to restore the Ganga to its pristine glory.